Hi, this is Natalie Rydstrom from SBR Picks. Hellas Verona and Lazio battle it out on Thursday. Verona are down in 10th place with 11 points, whilst Lazio are up in 6th place with 15 points. Which team will walk away with these next 3 points? Today's guest is sports writer and SBR contributor Kevin Stott. Kevin, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Natalie.
Now, this is predicted to be a close game. Looking at the three-way line, Lazio are priced 2.25, the draw 3.3, and Verona 3.2. Now, is it going to take a brave man to play this market?
I really don't think so. I think if you pay attention or if you do some research, I think that Verona felt like they were going to be possibly in the top part of the table. They were almost making a run last week at a Champions League spot, which would ideally be the top 4 for them, top 3 in Serie A. But they got smashed by Napoli yesterday, 6-2. Mm-hmm. So then they plummeted all the way down to 10th place. So they can't be feeling good about that. It's like, you could see the promised land, and boom, not only you give up 6 goals, but now they're in 10th place. So I think I don't think you necessarily have to be brave to back a team that got spanked like that here.
That's right. Lazio do come from those straight wins here, so I suppose if you were going to play one or the other, Lazio and those odds seems like a good bet. Would you take that bet on its own?
Definitely, yeah, most definitely. That's the way I would approach this. That's the way I wrote the story here. I'd take Lazio plus $1.37 on the three-way line and just bank on the reality that they're playing better soccer. They're 5-0-2. They've almost had twice as many goals scored as they've given up, 15-8. Like I said, Hellas Verona's coming off a 6-2 pummeling, so they're not feeling good. And I just think you take the better team. The Lazio's won 4 in a row, 3 points every game, and they've outscored their opponents 11-3. So they're feeling good. Whereas I can't think that the home team is feeling bad. Another thing worth noting here, Natalie, is half the stadium's going to be empty because of racist chants 2 weeks ago. So they're only going to have half a crowd there, and that has to be demeaning in some way, and sort of a half of a home advantage for Hellas Verona.
Yeah. Well, last meeting ended 3-3. That was back in May. Are you expecting something similar in terms of both teams scoring and the over 2.5 goals?
That's a really tough question to answer. In researching this, I noticed that the last 2 times they played, both games went over. And not only that, for gamblers that like precise information, both teams scored in both halves, which is really, I don't know if it's rare, but it is somewhat rare. Both teams scored in both halves, and the games went over. But I think that the question is Hellas Verona going to be able to even score here? I mean, even though they're at home, they're going to maybe get a goal. But that shies. If they get a 0, that shies me away from the reality that it might go over and be a high-scoring game. I think this could it could go either way. But I would lean towards the over at first, but only because Lazio would be scoring a lot of goals, and Hellas gave up 6 yesterday.
Well, so would you then avoid the both teams to score bet? That's priced 1.75 at Labrooks.
Most definitely, I would because of the home team here. I just don't have enough confidence in them. I know they scored 2 yesterday, but that's because of the pace of the game. It would probably be a better way to go, but when you have 2 different realities, I'd stay away from that and then just put all my ammunition on Lazio. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then or tone it down. You don't have to bet everything on every single game, or if you have an opinion or you see a stat, you don't have to apply it to recent reality. And sometimes it's hard to do that because it all is very time consuming. So yeah, I'd say Lazio is the safest way to go, and it's nice because you're getting plus $1.37. So
well, yeah, exactly. No, I agree with you, because also, say, looking at the over-under market, if you don't think that we're going to see a goal from Hellas Verona, how confident would we be that Lazio is going to score 3+ goals if we are going for the over 2.5?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I agree. Point. Yeah, I agree. I think Lazio is probably the best way to play this match. You've got the better odds and probably the most certainty of the bet coming through with the Lazio win.
Most definitely. That's very logical, and I think that's the way to approach this. It's just one team's playing good and one team's playing bad. You can break it down to like a first-grade level and say, who's doing good and who's doing bad, and it's also that. But then Lazio is decent on the road. They're 2-0-2, and then now another thing. This is a good point here, Natalie. They think that they are in the race. They're in the Serie A race. It's only October still, for God's sake. So they think they're in the race, but they're chasing Juventus and all these teams that are ahead of them on the table. So therefore, that fear is motivating them. They're like, hey, we have a chance. We got to beat teams like this, Hellas Verona, even if it's on the road. So they're in that mind frame right now, and I think that's a good handicapping philosophy, is how is this team feeling about themselves right now? And I think Lazio is feeling good about themselves. Yeah. And on the other hand, Hellas Verona has some doubts after yesterday. And like I said, they were like in 5th or 6th place going into the weekend, and then boom, You give up 6, you're in 10th, and it's like, well, there goes the season.
Yeah.
But so looking at all that, Lazio would be is my call here, and I am going to bet on this one.
All right, yeah, I'm behind you on that one. A Lazio win here after 4 straight wins. They'll be coming to this match brimming with confidence, and I think they're going to win. Kevin Stott, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome, Natalie. Thank you.
The SBR network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the SportsBook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.